Hey y'all, I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, Javion Magee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there. The police officers are trying to say that he went to Walmart and purchased a rope and hung himself. We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there. This isn't covered on any local platforms. No news stations, radio, none of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to identify the body. At one point, they told her she can't identify the body due to COVID. And then the next day, today, they told her the father has to give her permission for that, which he said that he would. She asked if they could send her pictures at least. They told her yes, and then turned around and told her, oh, I don't think that you want to see your son like that. Come on. Like, this is just this is just very devastating for my family, and we really need to push this story out there. So if y'all could please repost this video, keep saying his name, Javion Magee, hashtag justice for Javion, and we are gonna fight for him, and we are standing behind my cousin 100%, and they're not getting away with this. So please share this video.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Monday. I'm doing well myself. That was story night of TikTok. Repping the unfortunate demise of her cousin, Javion Magee. I'm sure some of you may have already heard about this story right here, about what the mysterious demise that happened to this young man right here. And we already know there is shit in the game, okay? We already know that this young man did not go and take himself out like that. That's not a black man's MO. Before I go any further, I'd like to wish the family condolences for all it is worth. You know, it always hurts to lose someone that you love, but I'm sure this cuts even deeper simply because of the mysterious facts that are gathered, you know, in this particular situation. We've seen it happen for all too many times. We know the whole entire method of operation by the subs that's behind it. It's an old game, and it's a tiresome game. You understand? And I can tell you this, law enforcement in North Carolina know exactly what happened to this young man and who done it. And at this point, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they were involved in it. And that's just the way I feel about it. You understand? What really needs to happen, well, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what really needs to happen. I'm not going to say it because I know, you know, that a lot of these ones that's listening, they can't bear that kind of talk, if you understand what I'm saying. But where this took place at, Javion actually, I believe, trusted somebody, if you understand what I'm saying. Could have been a so-called co-worker, fellow trucker. You understand what I mean? You just never know. Some people that he come across on that Friday night that done this to him. But what I want us to do is check out a couple of news clips, and then we'll complete the commentary.
Yeah, hey, good evening, Steve. So this story has really caught the eye of so many people nationwide. And so Eyewitness News, we were able to get a look at that search warrant and also that outlines some things that happened while Javion was here in town. And then also, we also got the preliminary autopsy report, but these findings just still don't sit well with his family. Tonight, the family of Javion Magee, a 21-year-old truck driver from the suburbs of Chicago, grieving an unthinkable loss.
He loved his family. You know, he loved just enjoying himself, and he loved being a truck driver. That was what he loved to do. So it's like everybody is confused right now. Like, what is this?
Candace Matthews, the family's representative, is sharing the latest thoughts of Javion's closest loved ones. Their world in turmoil after they say Vance County Sheriff's Office called them to say their loved one died by suicide. The Sheriff's Office says there's no sign he was a victim of a crime. Eyewitness News combed through the search warrant. According to those documents, he was in town making a delivery. At 6:20 p.m. on September 10th, he was seen on camera buying a rope at this Walmart, apparently the same rope found with his body. 12 minutes later, he was seen entering this Hampton Inn on Bruin Creek Road. An associate at the hotel told us off camera they didn't have any rooms available that night. He then drove to Vanco Mill Road, where surveillance video shows his truck pulling in and Magee walking away. Then just after 10 a.m. on September 11th, a 911 call led officers to Magee's body.
There's been information put out there that there's a lynching in Vance County. There is not a lynching in Vance County. The young man was not dangling from a tree. He was not swinging from a tree. The rope was wrapped around his neck. It was not a noose. It was not a knot in the rope. So therefore, it was not a lynching here in Vance County.
The sheriff tells us the state attorney general and the SBI have been contacted and are involved in the case.
The family feels that they deserve accountability, and the family feels that they deserve justice. And this is what we are all going to do to ensure that that family gets some type of closure.
Now, in terms of that autopsy report, the sheriff tells me that there is no cause of death just yet. They were able to also determine so far that there are no obvious signs that he was trying to defend himself, but there are signs that there was some hemorrhaging around the soft part of his neck. Another thing that they're waiting on regarding this autopsy that hasn't come in yet is also the toxicology report. So they're also waiting on that. So again, a lot of details still unknown so far. We're told the family is still due to make their way here to Vance County to learn more details about their loved one's death. Reporting live here in Vance County, Bianca Holman, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
And several investigative agencies are now involved working to get Javion's family those answers they really want. Bianca, thank you.
We were asking questions after this man was found dead in Vance County at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. His name is Javion Magee. Many of you reached out to us after a TikTok video went viral. WR's Destiny Patterson has been digging into his death and joins us live from Vance County. Destiny, you spoke to the sheriff today. What do we know about this crime, about this case from law enforcement?
Just in the last 20 minutes, we've gotten a search warrant that gives us more insight into this investigation. A representative for the family says that Javion Magee was a truck driver, and I'm told that trucks often park here while making deliveries at a nearby Walmart distribution center. The sheriff said that Magee was found outside of a fenced area of this business, and they say that they found him at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck.
21-year-old Javion Magee stomped through Vance County as part of his job as a truck driver. It's a long way from where he lived in Illinois. Deputies found him dead Wednesday under a tree with a rope wrapped around his neck.
We have a lot of questions, not enough answers.
Candace Matthews identifies herself as a spokesperson for his family. She says law enforcement initially told them Magee died by suicide.
This young man has not had no indication of no type of suicidal ideation. He doesn't have a history of mental illness.
At no point in time that we have said this was a suicide.
Vance County Sheriff Curtis Brame says they're still investigating Magee's death. Magee's family does not believe he took his own life.
But how can we rule out a hate crime at this point?
Look at me and who I am. If I thought that anyone, regardless of their race, was lynched in Vance County, I would have it all over national news. When we got there, he was sitting with his back up against the tree on the ground. It's something common we would say, and we would call a jail suicide or homicide, where a person does not have enough height to hang or dangle.
Magee's family says they were told surveillance footage showed Magee buying a rope from Walmart. The sheriff says they're still looking into that. He says the medical examiner's office will officially determine the cause of death.
Mom and stepdad and dad have not even seen his body yet.
Sheriff Brame says the family could not view the body in person due to distance.
We want to see everything. We want full transparency.
As I mentioned before, we do now have a search warrant. We're going to continue to dig through that and bring you those details as we get them. Even at this hour, the family stories and law enforcement stories don't quite align. Now, Magee's family has hired a national civil rights attorney, and an autopsy has been ordered and will be performed. Destiny Patterson, WRL News, Vance County.
Okay, here's what I like to say to the sheriff, Curtis Bryant. Anytime you find a black man at a tree hanging from it, whether he be his feet off the ground or he's sitting on the ground, as you put it, with a rope around his neck attached to the tree, is still a lynching. I don't care what you say. You can stop with the damage control, because you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, that was a lynching right there. And that's basically what it all boils down to. And I do not believe for 1 second that this young man did that to himself. And I'm sure I don't have to tell the family to go hire an attorney and do their own private investigation and try to confiscate a copy of this so-called footage where this young man is alleged to have went to Walmart and bought a rope. Okay? I don't believe that. I do not believe that. And even if he did, more than likely he was tricked into doing so. Okay? You just never know, man. You know, these devils, they're very, very cunning in their ways. You see, for all we know, a so-called another trucker could have been stuck or somewhere, and they said, well, I was give you the money, I want to go get a rope or something like that. Oh, well, look at him. Oh, first thing, I'll go get it. You know what I mean? He go get the rope. You see, never knowing how they tricked him into going to get that rope, and for them to use it on him. I don't put nothing past these subhuman pieces of shit. You understand me? I don't. And I truly believe the police know who's responsible for this young man's demise. See, this ain't the first time that didn't happen. Last year, same thing. Year before that, same thing. You know, in different places. We know the MO of a racist sub. And in groups, they are known for doing things like this on the slick. Now you got all these cameras. Cameras are just about everywhere, even on rural county roads, if you understand what I'm saying. Cameras are just about everywhere. You damn near got to be the invisible man to get away with something. You understand? Now, here in this country, just because of cameras. This is how I know law enforcement know more than what they're saying. How y'all know he went to Walmart? You see what I'm saying? What made you go to Walmart and come to that conclusion that he went and bought a rope? You understand? There's too many holes in their story as far as I'm concerned. But whatever it is, the truth's going to come out. And when it does, trust and believe, heads are going to roll. May not roll like you wanted to roll far as judicial system, but eventually heads are really going to roll. This kind of thing keeps up. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.